Morning, everybody. Busy day, busy day. We got lots to do as we start to get ready to close up this place. Come with us. Well, we're not going to be gone long, but we need to find a way for the roofers to go to the bathroom, and we're also turning the water off because we don't want to burst the pipes. So here's the solution. I'm filling up a huge bucket of water, and they can scoop it into the little pail into the back. Then the toilet will still flush with the water off in the house. Yeah, we'll find where there's a will, there's a way. Would have loved to have been here when they came around the front of the tower, but we'll come back to a beautiful, sparkling black slate tower. And man, we're thankful. We're thankful for all the hard work. We're thankful. Merci beaucoup pour votre travail. Beaucoup travail. Thank you very much for your work. Again, forgive my French, I'm learning. But it is coming, by the way. You know, I sit there in church, I'm like, I got half those words. You know, or if I'm on the radio, I'm like, oh, I know what that ad's about. So we're going to get this thing. We're going to get it. It takes time. Guys are working hard. Look at how they're coming around the edge. Nice to see. Looks like a big board fell down and maybe hit our lantern. So hopefully that's okay. Potentially, they're putting up new boards up there, which is good. But yeah, so that's not okay, and I'm sure it was an accident. Big, long, 16-foot board fell. Oh, there's another one. Bombs away, and it hit our lantern. So hopefully that can be repaired. We're not going to go out right now because you're going to get hit by another board as it comes down. But it looks like it's bent a bit. We'll try to get her fixed. Hopefully it's no big deal. Again, the guys are trying hard. It's not easy. They're working way up there. This will not be something that makes Leslie happy. You remember we have these beautiful lamp poles, 4 of them, and this one got hit by a stick coming down. So we tried to straighten it and it broke. Now it'll be able to be fixed. It's just a pole, so we'll get her fixed, but kind of a bummer.
So it was time for me to tidy up. I'd had samples on the dining room table for quite some time. It was time to tuck them away and let it keep, percolating in my mind of what we were gonna do. So all of a sudden I had a bit of an epiphany. This is the boys' room, and it's joined with this other little room over here, which is just adorable. And I really actually love the periwinkle in here. It's so pretty. Also in need of painting. However, this room over here, is really not doing well just in this last little bit. So it's not happy at all. Ceiling looks fantastic though, but the trim is starting to peel really badly. And of course, we've still inherited this delightful 1980s vinyl pastel extravaganza. Indeed. So, and as much as boys would love to be in this room with pink posies, this may or may not always be a boys, dual room. However, we do have this, I think, beautiful black marble fireplace, which I just love. It's one of my favorites. I just think he's great. And so I kind of wanted to go sort of cozy, I don't know, and I kind of like this equestrian kind of side, and I've always loved plaid, so it seems like this is the moment. So I did find this one plaid wallpaper that I think is great. It's got the greens and the navies and red. I think it's great. Kind of see in the picture what it would look like. Love it. So we also have these 2 closets on each side of the fireplace that are kind of camouflaged with the wallpaper. Right now, I'm not sure why it feels flat on the bottom. I guess it was just boring. Let's try to open this. You can see on this side, we just have blankets stacked, and it is all shelving. But look, isn't it really cute wallpaper inside? Again, not for boys, but I think it's cute. Nonetheless, I think it's very charming, vintage little wallpaper. And then on this side, it's hanging storage and a few more shelves with the same super cute, I just think it's very cute. Anywho, we digress. So my thought was to, oh, it is paneled on this side. Interesting. So we could actually probably repanel this side and make it look really cool. Or I could take this kind of wallpaper, which looks like bookshelves, which is kind of fun if we go plaid. And then that goes on the inside of each, and then we trim it out with really cool, you know, side molding and then a pediment at the top. So it kind of looks like a built-in bookcase. I think that would be fun. So anyway, who knows? I also really love this jaunty little stripe. It's also a nice heavy weight wallpaper. It's thicker than this other one. This one's quite thin. So this would probably be better for us in some ways. I like it as well. I think we could still do a similar idea, but you know, these are the processes we go through. And of course, budget will be our last thing to try to figure out which one I can get at a better price.
Sometimes little things are significant. I noticed last year I made the move to move my best guitar from America to France. And I used to be a worship pastor for a bit. So I guess a professional musician for 3 years, if you technically. And I love this guitar, and it was kind of, in a lot of ways, moving it here was kind of like saying I recognize that my work is here now. And this is where my best guitar should be. Lots of good singing in this room. All right, sports fans, it's time to close some shutters, and it's kind of a big deal. 4 levels, 200 windows, 4 per thing. Here we go. Let's put it on the time lapse.
So I'm dismantling my little impromptu tree because it's starting to shed everywhere. And I had brought in all these little pine cones. And as I was taking them out, look what's falling out. Isn't that fun? Have you guys seen any of those pine cone videos where people like plant it in dirt and then a little conifer starts popping out the top? Well, I have me some seeds and I am gonna go scatter and see what happens. I would love to have some more evergreens outside, especially as different things start falling and breaking. Not that they are so much as the other kind of trees, but still very exciting. I'm gonna keep those. Oh, there's more. So great.
What you doing, Bess?
I am cleaning up all of these crazy evergreens that have leaked their leaves everywhere. And in the process, I was just talking to everybody about this. When I shake out the pine cones that I had taken off, all these great little seeds came out. Where do you think we should plant them?
You're wanting to plant them back in America?
No.
Oh, here.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, put them at the beach.
Funny.
Kind of find that connection.
I don't think these kind would work at the beach. We have different kinds of
true. It's a very
those at
unique
the
climate.
beach. But no, here I would like to have more evergreen.
Well, we could plant them between our property and their next door where they've got all the storage things. They're, you know, they're a little bit colorful.
Or to cover up the restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, hide it a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to get back to the beauty of the original Chateau, which was a feature.
Yeah.
I'm just coming into this room. We haven't been into this room much because it's cold. But don't you just want to have a bunch of friends over? Look at that. What is that, 10? Yeah, 10 friends. That'd be great. Sit there, have some nice dinner, look up at the beautiful ceiling. Leslie's got these cool lights. These are fun because the room's always kind of dark. And so, I mean, of course, the effect is much better in the dark, but it really lights the table well. So you could have some candles, little lights, nice fireplace. We sort of make this our charging area, but still beautiful down there. Yum. Well, we didn't come up with any solutions, but I've got some board members talking about the idea of metal sheets. So I'm bringing out the trusty laser level, and let's see if we can get a distance on how long those would be. Actually, they don't look very long, boy. We'll see how long that would be. All right, so from the edge on the inside edge to the very peak inside is about 4.3, 4.4 meters. But there's quite a bit of overhang, and it would go a little higher too. So you're looking at 5-ish meters, a little bit more maybe. Significant overhang, about a meter. See if I can get a good shot here. I walk up this ladder. There's like a light right in the middle, so hopefully it's not like electrified. The 25 days of Christmas definitely leave us with some questions. The first of which being, can this building be saved? The roofers aren't sure. The bankers are even less sure. But we'll see. This is cool. Looks like the back of the tower is done. Well, we got at least to see the back of the tower done. Oh, that's good news. Would love to see, you know, the front, I guess front back, depending on what you call it. The exposed side we would have loved to see too. I hope the guys don't mind this. I saw this nice little tin snip, and I have these little things I gotta cut because I gotta get them on. So I think I'm just gonna borrow it real quick. Hope they don't mind. That worked like $1 million, literally 5 seconds. The right tool makes such a difference. Okay, got it back up, back powered, new wires, no fires. Probably a good thing. London bathroom. Boom. This continues to be a mystery. I turned the water off to this toilet a couple of weeks ago, and yet there continues to be wet areas at the bottom. Now it's possible that there's a leak. It's also possible that the difference in temperature causes condensation, which rolls down the toilet and wets the hardware. I'm not sure. Probably you'd have to think it's a leak, but let's take a look. See. Oh, it is a down. Yeah, okay, so it does go down, so maybe it is a leak. We'll probably have to take this toilet off. Take a look when we get back. Since we're gonna be living in France all the time, you wanna try to figure out things. Like sometimes you like to see some TV from home, and so I thought we'd try to see if this little Roku device works. And so far, plugging it in, it looks like it maybe does work. Does it work? Let's take a look. Well, I guess I have to hook up to the internet. Yeah, still, but this is good. This is a good sign. The power hasn't fried or started to fire. Well, let's see if we can get her. These are kind of the things you do for each other. I know Leslie likes to calm down in the evening and watch a little TV, and so this will be really good for her if we can get a TV in her room, just for some quiet time. I can't help but think when we first got into this chateau, and guys, we were lucky to get the electricity, much less the internet. You know, we were driving to McDonald's for 20 minutes so that we could get this, 1 megabyte down. Terribly slow internet to get our email. It was terrible. Now we got high speed Starlink, and we got Google Mesh all the way through the house. The Grifferaie signal is strong, and boy, we're fortunate. What we don't want in the winter is all these pipes to freeze and pop. So like good Canadians, we know that the smartest way to handle that is to drain them of water. But if you drain the boiler too much, then I think our pumps go bad. So you want to leave a little bit in there at the bottom. It's kind of a, it's kind of a balance, I guess. So we drain for sure the water pipes. We close the mains, so we're not gonna have water running into the chateau. And I think this time we're gonna empty most of the water from the boiler, but maybe the water right in the middle of the boiler and the pumps will leave enough so that there's still a bit there so that they don't seize up on us. Now there's a couple things we can also do. The basement stays pretty warm. It usually stays honestly about 10 Celsius, even when it's freezing outside, just because there's a lot of rock and we get the heat off the ground. It's not well insulated. In fact, lots of windows are open to the air, so we're just gonna put a couple little tiny, tarps, or that's actually painters, the painter's tarp, the really thin stuff. But it stops the air from flowing through, because normally this is kind of a free air area, and there's lots that comes through both sides. And then if you'll recall, my little underneath the terrace workshop area, which is all covered up because some rain does get in here, has wide open windows. So what I've done is I've just clamped some tarps up there. There's still a bit for a little air to get through, and I'm okay with that. We don't want it to get too humid in here. But it will really slow the movement of air through. So a lot less air will come through than otherwise you'd expect. So it's jury rigged, but will it work? Yes, it will work. Stay warm, little basement. Stay warm. One of the things you gotta love about owning a chateau is the layers of defense. Like, so, for example, our house, we have a big, strong, one-armed, gate out front that's going to be difficult for people to get through. Big, really strong lock on that. Then you've got like an 8-foot fence surrounding the whole property. Then if you came to this door, you'd have to break through. There's going to be a door covering that entrance. Then if you got through that, you've got this door here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks. And then if you got through that, first of all, you'd have to figure out where the lights are, which is not always easy and complicated. And then you'd have to try to figure out how to get through the chateau, which also is not complicated. Remember, it would be dark because the power will be down and the windows will be all closed. Then we have locks on this door to go up the servant staircase. So now you've gone through two gates and 3 doors before you're even to the chateau. And then of course we have about 7 cameras. So, we get the notification from the security cameras, call the police. By the time you're through all those gates, you get arrested. Woot! And honestly, what are you gonna steal? I mean, the chateau, you're not gonna steal the walls, you can't steal the windows, you're not gonna steal the molding. Like, we don't have a lot of goods in here. It's not like we're not hoarding the gold, burying it in the basement. It's like, nope. So people are always like, are you nervous when you're away? Not really, because we have people check and we have lots of people watching, and then we got the cameras. And honestly, it would be a whole lot of work for not a lot of gain.